All right, well, we got a video today to do on. Now, sometimes my opinions piss people off, and that's kind of what I'm in it for. I could spread so much controversy online, and it's fun. And we're gonna spread some controversy today. Harriet Tubman has come to Civilization 7. Now, if you don't know, Civilization is a massively popular game that I've never been able to fully get into. And not to say that it's a bad game or discredit the games, it's just never been a game that really does it for me. And that's okay. It's okay to not like games. But it is also okay to be able to look at some weird controversies in the gaming industry and just be like, what? Now, Civ 7 looks pretty damn good, I would say. And is probably good. But, of course, like everything in our all of these companies, they're super inundated with telling sides of history that they wanted to show. And what better way to plop in a game about world leaders and important figures to put in a very controversial choice. Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong totally with it. It just feels weird and out of place, doesn't it? Now let's check. Now, I mean, it's alongside of like the likes of Ben Franklin and Caesar, important leaders who changed the world, I guess, as that's what Civ is about. So Harriet Tubman, let's just do some research here, because I don't really know anything about Harriet Tubman. Social activist, abolitionist. I would say more of a civil rights figure as opposed to a world leader. I don't know if it doesn't look like there was ever any like major political power there. So yeah, I mean it's a little bit of an out of character place. Yes, an important person for certain political things, but certainly not along the likes of Ben Franklin or Caesar in terms of people who have, so to speak, quote unquote, changed the world. But it's an out of place thing that people, I don't know. It seems as if there's a lot of discourse here. Now you can see that there's an overall ratio of here of 4,000 to 3,000. You don't say, hey, so it's quite significant ratio. People are saying they don't want this, they don't like this. This is a little bit weird. I'm surprised the comments are not turned off. Yeah, no shit. And it's further fuel to a, look, she's got a pistol with her and stuff. And, of course, this is like, Assassin's Creed now, where she's like fighting the Templars against an ancient evil. It's just very bizarre stuff. It's bizarre. It's something that is immediately noticeable in the comments, and people some of the comments are just hilarious. Who's gonna be the leader? Japanese leader, Yasuke? Oh my god. Now, you knew that this was going to be that. Like, it's just so out of place. It's just so out of place. It feels so strange. I'm not, like I said, I'm not really a fucking Civ massive player fan or anything. I just find it a little bizarre and odd, and I had to talk about it because this is odd. And the discourse is gonna be fucking hilarious. I mean, look at this. I guess there's not enough layoffs in the gaming industry. Oh my god, that's beautiful. And this is the kind of thing, is that I'm all for the things that people want to put in video games, but when you put something so out of place and such a choice that puts this just like a social rights activist on the lines of some of the greatest lady from Vietnam. They're trying to say that these people were important members of history. Charlemagne, Amanita. Oh my God, let's look at the ratio on this one. So they're categorizing people from around the world based upon their worth, and this one sticks out like a sore thumb. I mean, look at all the thing Benjamin Franklin did. You're telling me that these two people are on the same like playing field? Like, as in terms of importance on the world stage, it's just weird. It's a weird statement, and it doesn't surprise me because let's see, Civ 7 developers, Firaxis Games, parent company. Ooh, 2K, Take-Two Interactive. Now Take-Two, despite being involved in like game GTA and stuff, notoriously BlackRock money. You want to go deep down the rabbit hole, you're talking about shipping St. Floyd instead. Oh my God. This is just fueling an internet fire that has been raging so harshly for the last, I don't know, 5 years, 4 years maybe. I've been playing video games my whole life, and I've just noticed they've been just continually throwing things on the fuel on the fire. Yasuke was a bad one. We know that one. Can we get Yasuke next? Yikes. George Floyd comments. So I mean, we have some serious discourse here, and it's just gonna get worse. And this choice that they made is fucking stupid. It's fucking stupid, and they never should have done it. They never should have done it because the online discourse is they just keep fueling the fire. They just keep throwing it. It keeps getting more and more divided. But look at this. It's basically history Smash Bros at this point. Oh man, some of these comments, man. The comments are exactly what I expected. Yeah, that's a beautiful comment. Who is that woman? She's a slave who escaped and helped others escape, not a world leader. Yes, I mean, yeah. I mean, when you look into history, great person, she did great things for the world. There's no denying Harriet Tubman was positive, but was she a world leader on the likes of Benjamin Franklin, Caesar, King Richard, the Lionheart? It's just a joke. It's a real joke, and it's just continually. Oh my God! Oh my God! Should have been 50 Cent. Yes, I believe 50 Cent had a major impact on the modern world. No disrespect to Harriet Tubman, but her noble efforts, what a load of lazy pandering. It is, and you really cannot like be surprised at this. You just can't. This is the type of social pandering and tactics that are just leading our civilization into an absolute downspread. This is creating negativity between peoples in the world, because now they're saying that other people who were not as important are now just as important as other people. And I'm sure there's all kinds of different historical figures from all over the world, but look at that, like on the main thing, like they're saying Harriet Tubman is the same as Benjamin Franklin. Well, like, no, they were two completely different people who played two completely different fucking roles on the development of humanity. So, I mean, it's fucking stupid. The online discourse is gonna get just done insanity. Look at this. You will not believe how little decisions that are out of place and weird like this. Oh my God. Oh my God. hopefully Yasuke. So I mean, it's the same kind of thing. It's the exact same thing as Yasuke in Assassin's Creed Shadows. It's very out of place. It's very obnoxious. People really don't like this, and it's doing nothing but fueling the fires of the culture war, which they just keep flaming. And it's something that is very seriously need Johnny Somali for North Korea. Oh my god. His comments, man. They asked for this. They want this kind and you got to really ask yourself with the wokeness is like, do they want to fan the fuels of controversy to get more sales? I don't know. I think a game like Civ 7 was gonna sell well anyway. I don't think there was any doubt it was gonna sell fine with or without. It would be argued by a million different other people that this is gonna hurt its sales. Just like that person says, this is causing more things. So as you can say, ratio hated, weird inclusion, very fucking ass backward attempt at trying to prove a weird point about society and history and it's like there's a subsect of people that just want to get to history and remake it. And you can't do that. You can't erase something that happened in history. You just can't. There's like history happened. It's just it did. Like there's nothing we can do about history. Did people do bad things in the past? Yes, absolutely. Like there's like things beyond the imagination bad. But you can't change history. You can't rewrite it. You can't reshape it. You can't make people perceive history in a different way. And that's the center of this. Now, okay, so we've gone over this. I've done my fucking philosophy rant on history that you just can't rewrite, you can't remake, you can't retell, you can't re-perceive history. History is written. How people interpret it is their personal views. It'll never change. So it's stupid that they're trying to change that, which they obviously are. Now we go to Reddit, the most notoriously shithole site, full of the most shithole, annoying, and stuck-up people on the entire internet. I've long since I've had my fair share of debates of people on Twitter, but nothing even compares to the utter garbage idiots on Reddit who just seek nothing more than just to be obnoxious, opinionated, stupid, annoying shit disturbers that 90% of, I will say there are cool Redditors out there for sure. There's always cool people on the internet all over, but there's most certainly some shit bags on Reddit, and you know who you are if you're watching this video. So let's see what Reddit thinks about Harriet Tubman being completely out of place in civilization. I'm sure that this will have all kinds of positive discourse. Moderators doing their little showboating of look at how powerful I am. I can support the narrative. I can do whatever I want. Blah 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 blah. Power hungry Redditors and Reddit mods, of course, always. Her ignoring movement penalties and vegetation is very strong. LOL, the most controversial part of this is going to be after a game is released and people are casually saying things like, fuck you, Harriet Tubman, and settle my land and people. Oh my god, the top comments are good. I liked her when she was underground, now she's too mainstream. It's not a man, not a tub. 02 Civ. There's some weird comments. I'm pretty shocked. I'm kind of based in my opinion here as Black American. Yeah. This is so true. This is the sentiment I get from so many honest black people, is that this stuff makes them very uncomfortable. It's an odd decision, and I think that there's two sides of this argument. I think there's people who are saying this stuff is weird. I don't like it. It makes me feel a little uncomfortable. The way that they kind of pander to my race or ethnicity in this book. And then you get the people on the other side of the coin that want to just shit disturb her and saying, oh, you're just artists and phobes, and they go off the handle and they use it to showboat their own type of higher knowledge. They're more superior, right? Also, it's wild and Barry look at model since the game was first announced. She looks badass. Good choice. Certainly very influential. You get two sides of this coin. You get two sides. The leader you pick is I'm not an American, but what is this person famous for? Okay, so we've looked this over. But let's go over this anyway. Harriet Tubman was born a slave in Maryland in parts of the 19th century. She escaped slavery, but most notably, she repeatedly ventured back into slaveholding states to bring more people to the northern free states. Over 300 individuals. During the Civil War, she volunteered as a spy and guerrilla behind rebel lines, which I imagine there were thousands. Risking her life and the freedom in order to fight for the Union. She's a great example of a folk hero, rebel fighter, but more on the lines of Robin Hood, Joan of Arc, hence the controversy. Yeah, I mean, that's what did Benjamin Franklin do again? I'm not sure. Quite a bit. I think he's on dollar bills. But anyways, so we know that a lot of Reddit is left-leaning lunatics, and that means that because of the way that the upvote downvote system works on Reddit, it's like the biggest circle jerk ever, because all the people who think they're right are always at the top, and all the people who are wrong, according to the Redditors, the collective hive mind, are the most downvoted are the most wrong people, which is often opposite to the case. You often go to the controversial side of Reddit to see the comments that are actually true. So look for the downvotes and look for the controversial, because that's often the best answers that you get and information. People just hate to hear the truth. Don't think she should be on the $20 bill. Yeah, so you'll get some LAs. I think it's a bad decision. They're pushing too far in this. It's nothing to do with her race or gender. It's all her position. She could have made notable ways, so that's an honest opinion. Of course, the people are going to hate that, but that's lingering at non-negative, which is interesting. Love it. People, she's amazing, inspiring. So it's so interesting, because normally people bring in the most controversial thing, but they're getting downvoted for supporting it. Why the fuck is someone who is never even close to a position of leadership in a country being allowed to lead a country? She doesn't even have a global renown like Gandhi does. Will Voltaire be leading? Yeah, and that's another thing too, is they're trying to emphasize that she was some type of world leader. She's a great woman, don't get me wrong, but she was not picked as a... It makes no sense. Well, you know what? GPDA 0074, I actually think it does make sense. They are, like I said, they're trying to rewrite history. They're trying to expose that for some, reason. So this is just a battleground here. Cool ass choice. She's strapped as well. We'll weed out the Nazis. I'm fucking down. This is the type of people that make this garbage. People who make weird comments like that they're just so weirdly left-leaning. It's just the left is a bunch of fucking lunatics. You'll learn that very shortly on Reddit. I don't have an opinion on Harriet Tubman. I'm not from the United States, and there's but anti-woke crowd. And that's another thing too. So like now you have these. I know it'll make the anti-man crowd, so that's cool. These people spend their entire day on the internet trying to fucking think that they're winning some type of culture war. She was one that I hoped to see. Surprising she got UCCs. I assume the mixed reactions coming from those who think Jordan Peterson is a great person. So I mean, like, look at this. Like, Reddit was going to be an absolute battleground, but we got even more from Twitter. Look at this. Now, Twitter's right-leaning, but at the same time, Twitter always has good conversation, healthy. There's no upvote down system. There's no moderators beside the site rules. It's fair. It's an even playing field where people are allowed to converse about this. But then you get morons like Mighty Keith fucking talking like this. They're calling civilization woke because Harriet Tubman's in the game. Where you make Gandhi rule the world with an iron fist. Moronic, as always, Mighty Keith. Moronic take, as always, at Mighty. Oop. Mighty Keith is such a dipshit. It's funny. Well, I mean, these are the type of people that fan these kinds of circumstances. You know, despite my disdain for citizens, slightly interested due to new mechanics, it's also tiresome. Isn't it tiresome though? Look at this picture. Harriet Tubman ruled the world. It's true. So some kid who's never been in history before is going to look at that and think that this woman went around conquering the United States. And he's going to be like, what the fuck, when he reads in the history book? It wasn't anything like that. Or if they even read history books anymore. Avowed. Avowed's going to be a fucking hilarious ass shitstorm. But Gundam's always hilarious. Love him. Oops. Civ 7. So yeah, as you can see, there's an amazing amount of controversy over this. There's oh my god. Oh, but just think about it, like, think of the reaction to that, you know, like, I mean, he's a world leader. I think, I wouldn't say that, but wouldn't it be realistic if they had something like that? Like, I don't understand what Civ's about. I've never played it, but like, to me it seems like they've just used it as like someone said, a Smash Bros of Pack Up Boys. Civ is DOA. Yeah, no kidding. I mean, I honestly don't think it's looked much different for like 10, 15 years. I'm pretty sure that's all it Civ is. Jesus, look at all this. The mountains look awesome. What about the Civ? Isn't it about Civ? It's not about the mountains. So as you can see, all kinds of fucking discourse, all kinds of... Let's see the comments on this. John Delarose, your game is both garbage and Civ is the best one, no need for more. Oh man, this is gonna be bad. Waiting for the George Floyd DLC. Oh man, this is just like, this is prime internet discourse. Just prime internet discourse. Defer action civilization in both real life and digital. Yeah. This comment section of all you nerds get nice things. Get wet sports. Yeah. Get wet sports. Probably the biggest fucking moron out there. That's why we have nice things. Biatch! Live troll that motherfucker. Banging track though from Civ 3. Boy, they fucked Civ 7, right? I wanted Civ, not Humankind 2. God. Some of these comments are just going to be insane. But, interestingly enough, so here, wait. A couple more minutes, and we're going to segue into possibly the most hilarious aspect, which is the Steam things. Now, I don't think this is out for console. I think this is more of a PC-centric thing, which makes it even more hilarious. They pandered so hardcore. Yeah, I know, and that's what a lot of people are feeling too. Is that like everyone's favorite anything gets infected from this. With so many people pumping money into gaming companies to make woke garbage content, you know, like it's It's gonna happen. It's always gonna happen. There's companies that like don't care if the games fail. They don't care if they make money. They just are activists, and they just pour a bunch of money into a company to make sure that it has this social political message that we're all so familiar with. We're so inundated with this political message they have, is that globalism and diversity is here to stay, and that if you don't like it, you're the worst person ever. And that's the globalist things. Now, you could be argued that a place like Japan doesn't need diversity. It's a country that's held by its own traditions. It doesn't need people from all over the world sharing a society like Japan. Japan is a society that exists traditionally to its own values. It doesn't need Western values. It doesn't need every peoples from all over the earth conversing with one another. They have their own unique traditions, and it's just the type of American mindset that is so blind to the way the world truly is. This seems like a joke, but it isn't. This exposes what game designers reject: the fundamental assumptions that underlie the game, which make producing a good game impossible for them. There's 100% chance that Civ 7 will be terrible. He's right. I mean, you give me the best game ever. Best strategy game. Best anything. Amazing graphics. Amazing gameplay. Such cool shit. You start to put things that start to tell me to change the way I think and change the ideas and foundations of what normal reality is all about. These people are... God. God. Oh, man. I don't care either way, because I've never played a Civ game, I don't think. Maybe early on, I don't know, maybe at one time. And that's where we're at. That's where we're headed to, is this absurdist idea that you have to push social justice in everything. It's completely madness. It's fucking retarded. And all you can do is just sit back and laugh. You can do that. You can totally... You can't represent everything in the world. You just can't. There's too many people to please. Kamala Harris. I'm surprised Kamala Harris isn't a player and lead playable in that. Okay, so anyway, so we have this. There's lots of online discourse. Reddit, of course, is a fucking cesspool as always. God, and it's these kinds of things just fuel on the fire constantly. So I mean, they were barking up a tree they knew they wanted to do no matter what by doing this. But the game is for sale, and it is a video game you can buy and you can play on the platform Steam. I'm not sure if it's on other platforms, but it's generally centered as a political or a Steam-centered political titles, which is always has hilarious Steam discussions. So let's go through these quick. I'm wishlisted after seeing the live stream, so I mean you're gonna get a lot of discourse. So how is this topic is unlocked? I'm just not gonna buy it. Are they gonna add? Holy shit! A whole bunch of shit changed. See that? There's a whole bunch of shit changed. So they're blocking, they're banning. This Steam discussion page is an absolute firestorm. Ever since they announced Harriet Tubman. It looks like what they've done is they've just completely deleted anything related to race. Very weird. Very weird. God. No Italian or German citizens. Yeah, you would think. Okay, so if you're going into a historical game about all these world leaders that ruled the worlds, you know, you better have all the World War II political actors, because that was a time when the whole world could have changed. It could have easily just been, you know, Russia's Stalin. Where's Stalin? Stalin is like the quintessential world ruler of all time, you know, so very stupid. You know, are you gonna have George Bush in there? Are you? Oh my god. Red label. God. And you get this the same kind of things. Yasuke is the same thing as this. It's like it's putting something somewhere where it doesn't need to be for no reason other than to promote some political thought. Some stupid fucking idiots who are like, "Oh, this is we're making the world better by making it seem like Harriet Tubman was the world of a major power." It's very sweet, it's very stupid. Very sweet. It is sweet. I find it hilarious. Hilarious. It's too perfect, you know? It's just too perfect. When people become so weird. They're so weird over this stuff nowadays. It really is. It isn't Civilization anymore. It's Madden Civilization Edition. Oh my god. So I mean, this page, there's not a huge amount, but it's doing the thing where they're deleting comments and they're banning people and stuff is coming in faster than the moderators can keep up with it. It's the same thing that happens in Reddit all the time. Reddit is like constantly being, people are being banned every second from Reddit for voicing their opinions. Oh. This is gonna be a good one. Might be shut down by then. Things are looking. Look at this idiot. Cats and Krumis. Hit the books, it's an retrieval dream. Be careful what you wish for. A friend of mine wanted to work in film since we were kids. Like, why would someone talk about all this fucking stupid shit online? What a fucking moron. But it looks like there was some healthy discussion. When did this Harriet Tubman when did this get fucking announced? 2 days ago. So it's fairly new in the zeitgeist. That's why I wanted to cover it. But look at the discourse. Look at the fucking Reddit discourse. You know, the Reddit will be constantly banning people for talking about who knows what type of 19 hours ago that. Oh man, this is an echo chamber of the worst level. Absolutely complete. And I think I knew who Harriet Tubman was. I knew she was like a, you know, a slavery icon figure from history, and you know, like she didn't conquer lands or anything. Like, so I mean, that's what people are thinking as they see her sieve leaders from the world. Like, wait a second, what did Harriet Tubman, you know, form a country? Did she like what did she do? She was basically like a rebel to the slavery movements. Blocking content, yeah. So I mean, Reddit's strategy is whenever something is too controversial for Reddit to handle, they just lock the posts and ban anybody who disagrees with what the moderators think. It's the Reddit way. It's the fucking Reddit way, and that's why I just couldn't anymore with Reddit. People on Reddit are such insufferable twats that you just have to leave. And you know what? there's never any meaningful discussion on Reddit. I go to Reddit because it's entertaining, because just people constantly fighting 24/7. It's like, it's so great. It's so great. These people are fucking idiots. Learn more about her. I mean, there's not really much more to know, really. You know, so I mean, it's like, so okay, so let's do a closing segment here. They they wanted to stir shit. Take Two has tendrils and fingers and money being passed around, millions of dollars. People who promote woke narratives, people who incentivize companies like Fraxis, who make Sid Meier's Civilization, to they tell them, they're like, put this in your video game and we'll give you millions of dollars, and they're like, okay, sure, we'll make Harriet Tubman as a fucking leader of a giant country and that. They're like, okay, great, well, we'll pay you $1 million just for that, no questions asked. They're like, you sure this isn't gonna harm the sales of my game? Oh yeah, no problem. This is a social justice issue. Everybody's that, but like, it's weird. It fuels the culture war. It makes people uncomfortable. It's a bad move, but it's a sign that the industry does this. They accept checks under the table from these DEI initiative companies, which, for how all we know, Oprah's funding all this stuff. You know what I mean? Like, you can't tell me that some basketball star like LeBron James couldn't throw, he's worth like $1 billion right now. He'd throw like a couple million, it'd be like $10 to us. Just throwing a couple million into like a game company like Take Two Interactive, like, here you go, we'll give you like I'll give you $10 million, just like promote this certain ideology, like, you can't say that doesn't happen. Or some like woman like Ellen DeGeneres, who's very pro LGBT, lesbian herself. You can't say that she wouldn't try to like pour money into Disney stocks and be like, this is like, people are activists. People want to make their mark on the world, and never doubt the fact that there are people out there trying to make games worse, and this is proof of it, because I could not think of in a million years why this would be a needed addition. It feels out of place. It's totally rewriting history. It's just a weird fucking choice.